It's August 1st, 2017. This is the Investitude podcast. And boy, what a difference a day makes, John. Isn't it a pity, I should say?
Yeah, well, you're the music producer, Andrew, the DJ. You picked it. You're 100% right. It is a pity. It's a pity because what we're talking about, of course, folks, is my friend Anthony Scaramucci, who I thought was a great person to describe the reasons that some of the policies that have not been addressed and considered by Mr. Trump, President Trump. I thought Anthony always had done a good job in the past describing the benefit to poorer and middle-class Americans rather than just having the elites sort of dictate stuff to people. But he will not be the person carrying that load any longer because he was relieved just after our podcast went up yesterday. Anthony was relieved of duties, whether or not he resigned or whether the president fired him or whether General Kelly fired him, the new chief of staff. I'm sure it'll all come out, but it was a tumultuous day in a week filled with those for Anthony Scaramucci.
And you saw him on TMZ. This is even getting more bizarre. Now he's become like this character that TMZ follows around. That's crazy.
Well, as you know, I had said that, overseas, he was front page news of every major newspaper, not in the English-speaking world. Oh, yeah.
Really?
I mean, it was unbelievable, Andrew, especially after that New Yorker thing came out.
Yeah.
It was the Times of London. It was, Le Monde in France. It was whatever in Greece. I mean, I had so many different ones. It was just incredible.
You should have taken a picture.
I did. I took pictures of several. I'll shoot them to you. I'll shoot them to you. Yeah, full page, too.
Of course.
Full page. You don't get full page if you're President Clinton or if you're Ronald Reagan. You don't get full page. Anthony Scaramucci was full page news. In the Times of London, I think they had 2 full pages devoted to him.
And you're just shaking your head. You're just shaking your head, going, "Oh, I know this guy. Crazy."
Yeah, and I'm never, he's my friend no matter what. He didn't say anything anti-Semitic. He used profanity in a way that few people have, but still my friend. Didn't say anything racist or sexist or homophobic. And I was just shocked, though, by how quickly he imploded with that, what I had hoped would be a very central role in explaining the president's positions and getting some of these policies passed. But now that is in the past, Andrew.
Well, as he says, everyone loves a comeback. Well, we'll see a comeback from Scaramucci someday, and everybody will. That's what America's all about, right?
Oh, yeah. And like I say, I mean, what he did, certainly, General Kelly is right. It wasn't presidential. He's not the president. But he speaks for the president. He is the communication director, or he was, past tense, the communications director. Like I say, it wasn't any of those bad things that I described, but it certainly was a profanity-laced interview with that particular reporter for the New Yorker, and one that I'm sure Anthony wished had never happened, but you can't turn back the clock. Now you just have to move on. So, like he says, America loves a comeback.
I'll tell you what.
Probably not going to be with this president.
Nah, it could be in other things, but the thing is, a lot of people are like, oh, he's so this and that. And I'm like, dude, he's 51 years old and he's got $85 million or more than that, according to the filings that Marines, I guess, put out there he's a wealthy guy. I mean, it must be nice to be that age and, pretty much have all those options to do whatever you want. So call it whatever you want. He's not he's not doing too bad, He's not hurting in that area.
I don't think we need to have a card day for him.
No.
And I'm sure that the people that delighted in his spectacular fall race will have lots of fun over this. My big thing, not only is he my friend, but like I say, I had hoped that he could have been a catalyst for a better understanding and hopefully a focus by the administration to get some policy work done instead of just fighting with the press every day and so forth, or any of these other distractions. But hopefully General Kelly can focus the president on that and can be a great chief of staff, and whoever they get as the next communications director will also do a great job. So that's I hope, and I do feel sorry for my friend.
All right, since we're on a feeling sorry party for It's a Pity, since it's a pity. Oh, by the way, I fell down that rabbit hole yesterday. The George Harrison song, and actually it's his son's birthday today. The kid looks just like him, August 1st.
Wow.
But it's been covered.
Handsome dude.
Yeah, and it's in this song, It's a Pity. It's been covered by like all these people like Paul Young and Eric Clapton and you name it, Billy Preston. So it's a good song. Speaking of Isn't It a Pity, did you see Under Armour today? Speaking of the chinks coming out of the armor. I'm still holding mine.
That was no profanity-laced interview, but instead, I guarantee you, leading into these earnings, you probably had a few profanity-laced evenings with Mr. Plank, the founder and chairman of Under Armour, because these are crappy numbers. There's no two ways about that. And we had Jay Soul on, big Wall Street analyst who has been negative on Under Armour. I had a nice trade in here, Andrew. Bought it cheap when it broke down to this level last time, and unfortunately overstayed my welcome. So this is one of those where, for all of you who love when I tell you about the winners and then you sort of smile at me or smirk at me and say, well, what about the losers, Doc? This is one of those losers.
Yeah, here we are.
Overstayed my welcome.
Well, so did I. And, I'm going to probably buy some more. I'll let you know how it works out.
Well, you're a brave man.
I'm going to double down. I think it's overdone.
I like the product that they produce. I mean, I like the performance product. But, God, how much of it do you need? I mean, you have to have some innovation and new stuff because, obviously, Nike and Adidas and everybody else, Lulu for that matter, Lululemon, came out with, their versions of what Mr. Plank had created. And you got to have a new trick. You got to have something new. And he thought shoes were going to be it. They have not been that. He needs to get some stuff together and get something that entices people brand other than just performance gear, because that's apparently not going to be enough.
Yeah, what I've been reading is that they're still selling their stuff on Amazon. It's not necessarily a retail play. It is a retail play, but there's other things to it. But we'll see. Speaking of retail, how about Kohl's KSS you got?
Yeah, Kohl's KSS, they're buying at the money puts.
Speaking of
I think they were August puts. They were either August or September puts, Andrew. 41 strike with the stock roughly right there. So when somebody's buying an at the money put and they've got earnings 2 weeks out, that's usually not a good sign. In fact, it's usually a pretty bearish sign. I did not see any corresponding prints in the stock, because if I see somebody buying stock and buying puts, we all know that's a synthetic call. Did not see that. So this was straight out put protection and or a downside bet on Kohl's KSS. So That's if you're somebody rooting for Coles to make a comeback, this is not what you wanted to see.
Okay, you got 30 seconds to toot your horn on LL. Go.
All right, I'll do it quick. I took the pain for Under Armour. Lumber Liquidators was better. A bullish combo yesterday. I talked about it on CBOE TV. The stock made a monstrous move today, 30%.
33 now.
The margins were through the roof, 37% versus 29.7%. The earnings were great. Bottom line number was great. There was nothing that wasn't great about this report. And throw in a bunch of shorts that have been trying to feast on this one, and you get the catalyst for a pretty significant jump. And that's what you got.
I've been staying away from this one since a couple of years ago, since they ran that 60-minute story. Okay, and one last stock, the one that everyone always talks about this time of year, Apple.
Apple, yeah. Down and dirty about it is that earlier today it was pricing in a 3.5% move. The at the money straddle, the 149 straddle. Now that has moved to about a 3.7% move. That's still very small, very skinny move out of Apple to only see something like that. Usually more like 4.5%, 5.5%. So people are basically saying, look through this quarter. It's not going to mean much. That doesn't mean they're right, but that's where the options are right now. They're not betting on any big outperformance or big miss. They're more or less saying they're very sanguine. How about that for our thesaurus word of the day,
I like
Andrew?
that word,
they're very sanguine about this.
All right. I think we've covered enough for today.
All right. Well, remember, folks, we'll have more. Another podcast tomorrow, and we'll hopefully have a few good trades for you to focus in on, maybe some news and some pop culture. And you can always get us on iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, you name it. Just keep looking for it or follow our Twitter. And when we have a new one, we'll post it up. You can link to it through there. Thank you.